Welcome back to the lecture. Today, we will explore the storage size of different data types, kind of char, sort, int, and float. Let's explore about the C integer data types, their storage sizes, and value ranges. So now, remember that the assigned char data type consume 1 byte of the memory, and its range 128 to 127. So, strictly speaking, a variable of type unsigned can use 1 byte of memory, and it can hold the value in between 128 to 127. So, a variable of type unsigned can also consume 1 byte of memory. Its range is 0 to 254. What the means? The means that variable can store the value between 0 to 255. And the size of the sort in type of variable is 2 byte. This is the range. This is the range. And unsigned sort is also 2 byte. Int consume 4 byte actually, and unsigned int also 4 byte. Long consume 8 byte, and long consume 8 byte of memory. Now it's the question, what is the meaning of that memory size table? For example, let's consider GCC compiler. So the compiler will generate the code to allocate 64 bits for each long variable. So now let's move forward. C standard does not talk about these memory sizes. So these memory sizes are fixed by the compiler designer. For example, on some compiler, a variable of type int may consume 2 byte, and on some compiler, the size may be 4 byte. Now, the sum is true for the long. Some compiler consider size of the long as 4 byte, and some compiler consider it as 8 byte. So everything is depend upon the way compiler is designed, right? Now, for example, here is one compiler called XC8. So XC8 is a cross compiler which is used to generate the code for the PIC 8-bit microcontroller. And I got this table from the reference manual of that compiler. So in order to know the memory size of different data type, you should consult a reference manual of the compiler. So for every compiler, the designer will give the reference manual, and here you can see the int. I want to highlight this point. The int, it will take 16 bits, right? And the size of the int actually 2 byte, right? 16 bit. And the size of the long uh, you can see size of the long 32 bit or 4 bytes. This compiler also includes some non-standard data types such as short, long, and another thing is short, long, actually 24 bit. This one. So this is not actually from the C standard. It may be customization added by the compiler design of the XC8, which is designed by the Microsoft. So, so now we move forward the next slide. Uh, so now ARM-CC is the another cross compiler developed by the ARM for the 32-bit ARM-based microcontroller, and this is actually not any open source compiler. And this is from the documentation of the ARM-CC. Here we can see that char is again 1 byte. You can see. Okay. And a sort is 2 byte and the correct. Int actually 4 byte here. Int, you can see the int actually 4 byte, right? And long is 4 byte and long is 8 byte. So why I am showing all these tables is because just don't take memory size for the guaranteed or the different data type. Remember these points. Okay. Don't take a memory size for the guaranteed for the different data type. You have to refer to the reference manual of the compiler. So there are some point I would like to mention. A C data type, their storage size and value range. Ah, the C standard does not fix the storage size of different data type. It only talks about the minimum and maximum values. Remember that point is very important. For example, C standard says the minimum storage size of a long type of variable is 32 bits and the max is 64 bits. So exact size of the long type of variable depend on the compiler design. Some compiler fixed 32-bit storage size for the long type variable and some compiler fixes 64 bits. Some is true for the int data type and some compiler fix 16-bit storage size for the int type variable and some compiler fix 32 bits. Remember all these points. These data type will always be fixed size irrespective of the compiler. It's one. The sort is always 2 byte. It will consume 2 byte of memory always. And char is always 1 byte of memory. And long is always 8 byte of memory. So remember that the C standard does not fix the storage size of different data, right? So it talks in terms of max and minimum. So it all depend on the compiler design. This is remember. And now, so that is the guarantee whether you are using the cross compiler for the embedded system or the non cross compiler, it doesn't matter. In short, always consume 2 byte of memory and char always consume 1 byte of memory. In the next lecture, we will understand the integer data type one by one. Let's start with the char. I will see you in the next lecture. Thank you.